What is up, everybody? We have to talk. We have a problem on our hands, and the only way I know to address this is to make a top 5. Top 5 reasons of how to fix The Walking Dead. It has reached levels we have pretty much didn't think it would reach. If you've been following The Walking Dead these past few seasons, it's been going like this. So recently, the last episode that came out had the lowest viewership of ratings the show has had since season 1. And keep in mind, that's the only season I own, but I have watched every single season of the show. I am a fan of the show, and that's what really sucks. It's because I want the show to do better. At one time, I remember when everyone was ranting and raving, they couldn't get enough of the show, and it's lead us to this.
You gotta pay him eventually. Who are you? Cross for a little freaky deaky. Where's Rick? Don't care.
Negan is a big part of this problem. Everybody knows. Negan has become...
So yo, dog, there's some good stuff and some bad stuff here. All right, here we go.
So back at the start of season 7, episode 1, when we first get introduced to Negan and his killings,
I'm gonna beat the holy hell out of one of you.
that episode is so powerful that everything that came after it
sucks.
Number 5 is a change in the show director. AKA means a change in the pace, the story, the multiple storylines, all that type of stuff, the characters, the way they're interacting. All of that stuff was brought to us by Scott Gimple and a few others who were there before him, but mainly Scott Gimple, who basically came up with this whole storyline of having characters separate and having multiple storylines each week, and we always cut away from the action and what people are really excited to see about the show. Every time they get to somewhere, they cut to some other storyline that's kind of boring and you don't really care about that storyline, as opposed to them focusing maybe a whole episode on it and having it actually have layers to it and building up and building down. So for next season of season 9, there is going to be an actual new show director brought in, so hopefully that's going to at least change some of the problems. Number 4, the show is called The Walking Dead. It is about the walkers, and the walkers are very inconsistent. I don't understand half of the time they use them, that they're scary. Sometimes they don't use them. Sometimes you can hear them, and sometimes they sneak up on people as if, you know, a regular person, like a ninja, almost like ninja walkers. So I don't really understand what they want to do with the walkers going forward in the story. Are we just going to have them kind of just be this thing that pops up every now and then, sort of like the change in the weather? Number 3 on this list is new locations, and that's a big one for 9 seasons, and there's some variations in there. I'm not going to say they've, had nothing. We've had like the prison and governor in his town, Terminus, the hilltop, we had the sanctuary. All these locations are good, but everything has started to just blend in. And I'm, for one, kind of just tired of seeing this backdrop of woods and Atlanta. And I know the show is not just going to jump skip to a city or something, but can we at least get out of the woods and get to an actual, maybe like a smaller city or something along the lines of maybe on the outskirts of Atlanta? Number 2 on my list is survival is the purest definition of the show. And what I mean by that is survival is basically, I think the highlight of this show. It's what the characters go through day in, day out, is surviving. And a lot of this show now is sort of not really based upon that. It's rarely ever that the characters are trying to survive. I mean, maybe trying to survive against other people, but not survival out in nature, basically itself is what I'm talking about. I want to see these characters strive to survive in the elements rather than just trying to survive this episode because they have a couple people chasing them, if that makes any sense. No, I don't mean end as in the show has to end, but I think for these characters' journeys, and I mean Rick, I mean Michonne, I mean all of the characters that are on there now. I can't tell you how many times in season 8 I have not really cared about any of these characters. Half the characters look like they just don't want to be there. They're either sleepwalking, they're not acting. I mean, I think Michonne is still giving it. Rick is at least giving it a little bit more, but I feel like the rest of the characters are just not in it. Wipe the slate clean. We don't have to kill characters. Maybe they go off on their own separate stuff away, but give us a brand new cast, a lot of new people who are excited to be on the show once again and to give it kind of just a new life. It's time for a rebirth in The Walking Dead. So anyway, guys, that has been it for my top 5 reasons of how to fix The Walking Dead going forward. What are your thoughts? Are you still watching The Walking Dead? Have you given up on it? Are you still excited for the show? What do you want to see happen? Leave it down in the comment section. Leave this video a thumbs up. And until next time, I talk to you guys. Peace.